So we're going to talk about process and progress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to show my very first project.
Uh-huh.
You know, you start needle felting and you might feel a little discouraged not knowing what you're doing or whatever.
He's cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
So this was
He's
your
cute.
very first needle felt penguin.
Yeah, he took about a day. So,
I think you did a great job.
yeah.
But I know you've advanced since then.
Right. So, yeah, so don't be
Um,
discouraged.
Yeah.
I did do another penguin. So
Recently?
Yeah. So I just wanted to show that.
That old bit.
That old bit. Not only a bit though, but I'm going to show the process of making him.
Right. That's actually the video is about you making this
This particular penguin. Right.
Burgess Meredith type penguin.
Yes.
And he's really cute. And I am interested in watching that.
Okay.
Here it comes. Batman! I'd like to watch that too.
So this is the start of them. You use the core wool, and we did put an armature in this.
I can clearly see that this is. I know you put an armature in there.
Yeah.
A wire armature
Right.
because he's going to be leaning on his umbrella, so
Yeah.
you needed a little bit of support.
Support. Yeah.
I know that it takes longer. You know, this part of the video, I know it's going to be tedious
Yeah.
to watch in some parts because it seems like it's just a bunch of white fluff
Right.
slowly taking shape.
Yeah.
But I know that doing the needle felting over the armature is a little slower
It is.
because you have to be careful not to break the needle on
Yeah.
the wire.
It can break easily, so you have to go slow.
Yeah. Well, luckily I have you up at 1,000%
Thank
speed
you.
here.
It makes it look like I am moving so fast.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people don't understand how long it takes
Yeah.
felt stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you're turning that unspun wool, the fluff, into felt with one needle.
I know, and I've seen you go at these puffballs just incessantly for hours.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like, is there any progress being made? Is
Right.
anything changing? But
Yeah.
it does eventually shape.
Yeah. It gets harder. The wool, it will firm up.
Yeah. This is actually a good thing if people are watching that haven't needle felted anything. And
Yeah.
they're wondering, what's it all about?
How do you do it? Yeah.
This might either encourage or discourage
Right,
people. Like, I'm
exactly.
not- So there's the design I did.
There is the design. Yeah.
Based on Burgess Meredith, but also a little bit of Danny DeVito thrown in
Right.
because we wanted his little penguin hands.
Yes. Yes.
But very cartoony.
Very cartoony. Yeah, and this is the it's based on the Batman series.
The old 66?
So, yeah, somewhere around there, I
Batman
think.
66?
Yeah.
That's a really colorful series.
It really is.
I don't know how many episodes you've watched recently, but the colors are
They
vibrant.
really stand out. Yeah.
And that's why you had to use the very, very last of your favorite purple wool to do this penguin
Yeah.
felt.
Well, Burgess Meredith is worth it.
He is worth it.
Yeah.
I'm actually a really big fan of Burgess Meredith.
Oh, really? You mean Oliver Burgess
No.
Meredith?
Don't throw out his secret name at me. All right, I didn't know. I guess I didn't know his name. His name's Oliver?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that. But I
Yeah.
am a big fan,
Yeah.
especially of the Twilight Zone stuff that he did.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is one of only maybe a couple of actors who had the lead in 4 Twilight Zones.
Oh, 4 of them.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think Klugman had 4 and Oliver also had 4. He did Time Enough at Last.
Good one.
With the books.
Yep.
And The Obsolete Man
Ah,
with Fritz Weaver. Also, it kind of involved books as well.
okay.
And Mr. Dingle the Strong,
Oh,
where
yeah.
the aliens came down and gave him special powers.
Yes.
And then Printer's Devil, which I think was an hour-long episode
Oh, one of
where
those.
he played the devil.
Nice.
So, yeah, those were great. Oh, and I think he also narrated the Twilight Zone movie.
Yes,
So
that's fun.
he has a huge Twilight Zone history.
He really does. Yeah, he has a great voice, so
Yeah.
good for narration. Yeah, and he was Mickey in Rocky, the trainer.
Ah, rock. I eat lightning and crap thunder. He was great in that.
He was.
Very forceful.
Yeah. So do you know how tall he is?
I would guess around 6'9", maybe 6'10". I don't know how tall he is.
He's a very tall man. Yeah. No, he's about 5'1/4".
All right. Well, that doesn't shock me.
I guess I thought he was taller. I don't know why.
No, you know what? I think that he made a career out of playing characters that were kind of put upon and meek,
Yeah, you're
or
right.
unsuspectingly powerful. Like in The Time Enough at Last, he's Henry Bemis, and his boss bullies him, and his wife henpecks him.
Right.
And in The Obsolete Man, he's kind of put upon by the state. They don't like his habits of reading and religion. And Mr. Dingle the Strong, you know what? Don Rickles is in that episode.
Oh, yeah.
And he picks on Dingle
Oh,
because,
man.
yeah. And in The Printer's Devil, he is the devil. He's a demon at least. But he's unassuming. And so I
Yeah.
think his size really works for him.
Yeah, it does.
5.5 feet, that's fine. He's still scary when he's the devil, and he was great. You know what? He has a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Magic with Anthony Hopkins?
No, but I've seen the promo.
Yeah, the promo with the ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
No, it's a good movie. He plays the manager of Anthony Hopkins in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a great role for him.
Yeah.
But I think one of the scariest things that I've ever seen Burgess Meredith in was a movie I saw on TV when I was a kid called
Yeah.
Burnt Offerings.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was older then. I think it was in the 70s, that movie.
Right.
And Oliver Reed was in it, and Karen Black, so more horror heavyweights.
Right.
And I think that they moved into this house that Burgess Meredith owned or lived in
Yeah.
or something, and then the house itself, I'm going to spoil this movie.
Spoilers.
The house itself was kind of dilapidated,
Yeah.
but then it would somehow infest the people living in it and rob them of their life energy and their souls or something.
Oh, my.
And in the process would renew itself and become a brand new house again.
I see.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. You should see it.
Okay. I'll put it on my list.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and then he was in, if you remember, Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men.
first of all, let's hear it for Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
Yes.
But to add Burgess Meredith to the mix, a
Yeah.
genius move.
Oh, that was. Yeah. It's
boy.
a great movie. They're all great people in there, and unfortunately, I think that was his last movie that he did.
Really?
Yeah. and
When
in
were those movies?
Well, 93 and 95,
Okay.
and then I think he died in 97.
Oh.
Yeah. But he started acting in 1929,
Wow.
so he went all the way.
Wait, how old was he when he passed?
I think he was like 89 or 90, somewhere around there.
So he was born. Burgess Meredith was born
1907.
1907. Oliver Burgess Meredith, 1907 to 1997.
Yeah.
He ate lightning and he crapped thunder. I think that's what his tombstone says.
It probably does.
It probably does. Most people, I think, remember Burgess Meredith from his role as the Penguin.
In the Batman series.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, 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 Batman. Batman of the boy blunder. They'll never suspect I stole the books from the Gotham Library and got time enough at last to read all of these books. Oh my God, my glasses, my monocle has fallen out. Now I can't read. Crap thunder. Crap thunder. Wow, wow, wow. Well, you know what? This is a felting video.
Oh, yeah.
We should get off.
Oops.
Let's get off Burgess for a while. And do you have any needle felting tips in case there are people that are watching this that actually expected to
Needle
glean
felters.
some sort of tip or
Yeah.
tuition from this?
Yeah, I guess
by the
if
way,
they're-
nice bow tie.
Oh, thanks.
I was excited to see that you could just put in the wrinkles and folds after the fact, and you didn't have to make a long felt bow tie and then tie it around his neck.
Yeah, no, I faked it out.
Tip 1, fake out the bow ties.
Right.
But no, seriously, what have you learned since that first penguin that you did, the very first little felted penguin? You've picked up some things along the way that have made your felting better or easier or faster. So let's run through some just in case.
I got some.
All right.
Yeah. If there's any beginners out there, this might help. So I would say you can use wire armature for support underneath.
Yeah, and you've done that a lot.
Yeah, to
you
give
used
it
it on
strength.
my Bigfoot figure.
Yeah.
On the Scout, on a bunch of stuff.
Right. If they have long legs, that especially helps them
Yeah,
stand.
because the felt can get a little wobbly.
Yeah, it's a little noodly sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if you felt it firmly.
Perfect.
Yeah, some people use it for other things, like to pose them. But
right, because they can be posable.
Yeah, but I always worry that the wire is going to break after a while.
Right.
So I don't really do that. It's more of a support thing.
More of a support. Okay, so
me.
tip 1, wire armature for support.
Yeah.
All right, go. Hit me with another one.
Okay. Well, we already talked about the core wool, that you can use that underneath.
Using the core wool as the basis of the sculpture because it's cheaper.
Right.
All right,
And
that's
it
a
felt
money-saving
fast.
tip.
Yeah. Oh, how about watch what you're doing so you don't stab yourself? I'm still, after all this time, stabbing myself
I
whenever
know. Oh, boy, you got yourself good last night.
Yeah, when I look up to watch TV or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm just not paying attention. And
So pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, actually, it's kind of annoying for anyone with you if when we're watching a movie and you're felting,
yeah.
and I'm like, did you see that?
Nah.
I'm like, no, I didn't.
And then you have to rewind it 10 times.
So, okay, so tip 1, wire armature. Tip 2, core wool to save some money.
Right.
Tip 3, pay attention to what you're doing. Anything else? Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I have a couple more. So the needle can break very easily if you don't take it out the same way that you put it in.
So you're inserting it. You mean all those little
little
pokes,
stabs
all those little stabs and
have
pokes
to go in and out the same angle, the same way, because you could break that needle inside.
So the tip of the needle could actually snap off inside the felty?
It can and it has.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so you have to be careful. Yeah, they're
fragile.
They're strong but fragile. Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time. But the other thing is that if I use a felting pad, a foam pad to felt on, and I know that I used to stick my needles in there upright. And if you bump them, or if you have a cat like me that likes to rub its face up against them, I've had my cat break them off a couple times. So.
Are they how expensive are needles? The felting needles.
I don't know, like $3. It depends on where you get them, but
yeah, but if you're going through them like hotcakes,
right?
Yeah, it's gonna add up.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of stick them in on the side, kind of like you can see it on the screen. It's like stuck in the pad, but it's on its side, so I don't bump it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also, by the way, the prototype cigarette holder.
Oh yeah.
On the pad.
That's not a needle.
That's not a needle. That is a piece of armature wire with white duct tape and black duct tape wrapped around it, which we were just using for sizing.
Right.
But then we came up with a different solution.
We did.
That we show a little later in the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 solid tips.
Yeah.
And that's another money-saving tip, I guess, with the needles.
Yeah.
So you're saving these people money left and right.
Hopefully.
Is there anything else?
I think that's all I have right now.
That's all the tips for right now?
For right now.
All right.
We'll do more videos. I'm sure I'll come up with more.
All right. Here you are working on the penguin's hair.
Yeah, so the details of the face. It gets hair, and it gets sideburns, of course.
Yeah, this is actually the fun part when you can see what it's going to be a little better.
Right. Yeah, there's a point where in the process where it's ugly.
Well, I guess. All right.
It is. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and sometimes I want to give up. And
that's
this
right.
Is not coming
That's another
out.
tip, because you say you almost always hit a place where about halfway through the beginning, you think this is terrible.
This is horrible.
And then you just try a little harder, and suddenly it starts to come into play.
Wait a while, and then it'll come through.
Yeah, and it looks like what you mean it to look like.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So here is here's the dowel we bought, and because the prototype worked fine, but we wanted it to look a little neater.
A little cleaner.
And I got to actually help with this.
Yeah.
So
those are your hands.
Yeah, those are my big fat hands, not yours. So I bought the little dowel, and I sanded it, and I got it to a nice wool stabbing point at the end.
Which is very helpful.
Yeah. And then I just grabbed regular acrylic paint because it was really all I had. Probably enamel paint would have worked better, possibly, but I don't think it makes a big difference.
No.
Because after the acrylic paint went on, then I sprayed it with a sealant.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty nice.
It looks like his...
It looks exactly what it needs to look like for this design.
Oh, here we go.
Wah, wah, wah. And this is the hat.
This is the hat. Now, I normally don't make hats like this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're running out of your purple.
Right. So in this instance, I wouldn't use the core wool because it's such a thin piece of...
The brim of the hat should be thinner.
Yeah.
But you didn't have enough purple to do that.
Right, so I used the core too.
I think it still turned out great.
Oh, thanks.
I think it looks fantastic. Based on the design, which is right here.
Oh, there it is.
I think that you pulled off a really good penguin.
Aw.
Boom.
Thank you.
Look at him.
There he is with his friend.
His little friend.
Penguin.
His minion.
Oh.
He's going to help him rob a bank.
Oh, no.
Wah. Wah, 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 wah.